So Overwatch 2 decided to come out the other day with a nice little update to the lore. We've all played Overwatch 2 at this point. I think we all understand that this is not a good thing. Overwatch, sticking with the theme of not really knowing what the game is themselves, but still trying to sell it to us as a complete product, is now telling us that the age of some of these characters are canonically different from what they actually look like at those times. Like, look at this picture of Genji, Hanzo, and Kiriko. Now, in the lore, they're all relatively around the same age, and they all grew up together. But I want you to guess what Overwatch 2, the sequel to the absolute banger of a game Overwatch, decided to make the age of these people. Kiriko in this picture is 5. Genji in this picture is 21. Wait! And somehow Hanzo's 25? I'm like, let's get your lore right, man. Come on. Like, I get it. Lore is hard. But at the same time, I mean, like, we have so many photos of these characters together, and yet somehow their ages can't line up at all? Because now, in the game, Kiriko is age 21, Genji's 37, and somehow Hanzo's 40. Not even gonna lie, he don't even look that bad for 40. And yet somehow they all grew up together, and they trained together. Now, I don't actually know who came up with this, alright? I'm not saying we should start a witch hunt, but whoever did,
it's giving me some real cupcake vibes.
Because I don't know what kind of actual swordsmen like Genji and Hanzo were back in these days would be doing with a 5-year-old. And it's pretty clear that Overwatch isn't even trying their best at this point to stay somewhat together with the lore. Like, oh no, this was just a mistake, we'll fix it. Like, a lot of the ages are just off and wrong. It's almost like the people that are actually making the lore, the people that are in charge of it, aren't actually doing a good job at it. Whenever someone says you had one job, this is legitimately one job. Just make sure the ages of these characters make somewhat of sense. Because another little lore inaccuracy is, since Sojourn is 47, that means her sister was giving birth to her daughter at the age of 14. Now, one mistake, we can take that. But somehow, they want to say that Mercy is only 5 years older than Pharah. Now, I guess technically that can make sense. Maybe Mercy's only like 20 in this photo and Pharah's like 15, I guess, even though she looks pretty young here. But I guess you can get away with that. Now, we can chalk a lot of this up to maybe they just didn't know the actual lore and they got some new people. You know how it is, you onboard some new people. They generally don't get what they're actually doing, but you know, it's a good paycheck and you know, they like getting paid, so they're gonna do the work. But, I mean, this is the dumbest one. This is the dumbest part here, boys. So, the youngest character in Overwatch 2 is supposed to be Illari. Illari is 18 years old. But somehow, don't understand how, canonically, seeing that she's supposed to be the youngest character, Illari's only 18. And Orissa's 1. I mean, at this point, I probably shouldn't need to tell you boys that quality assurance went all the way out at Blizzard. There is no quality assurance. How did this even make it through? Like, at least could it say youngest human? That makes sense. But like, youngest, which one has the lower number? And then the saddest part about this whole age update is it was supposed to be like a little nothing burger. It was just supposed to be like, hey, here's the age of the heroes in Overwatch 2. And also, boys, hero masteries are here. The things that you guys don't care about. We worked on this more than we actually worked on the PvE game mode, boys. And even with the 3 years we had to develop it, plus the extra time we took out of the actual season so we can continue developing it because it wasn't ready day 1 on season 6 somehow, we still are only able to bring 3 out of the 38 heroes into hero mastery. What are they doing? Like, I don't understand. What is Overwatch doing over there? You're telling me after 3 years and then extra time to develop it because it wasn't ready during season 6? One of your biggest seasons? Day 1, you only gave us 3 out of the 38 heroes? And you wonder why we're not playing your game anymore. they're always 1 foot in, 1 foot out. They're always promising these big things and then give us like a third of it. Because yes, we got PvE, but only 3 out of the however many missions there actually was supposed to be in the main campaign. And yeah, technically we got hero mastery, but only 3 out of the 38 heroes. Like, what is up with these guys in 3s? Now, I'm not the type of person to be saying, oh, it's a sign, but please don't tell me you guys are actually working on Overwatch 3 right now, because you haven't even finished Overwatch 2. I know that's a far stretch, but let's all be honest here. We can't put it past Blizzard to be working on Overwatch 3 right now. They did this exact same thing to Overwatch 1. They came out with what was seemingly a great game that promised amazing lore and also amazing updates, and then they just stopped and slowed down. And then stuff started coming out broken, unfixed, buggy, a mess, and they didn't fix it for years. And now Overwatch 2 is kind of already falling back into that trap. They're promising a lot of stuff, they're not coming out with a lot of the stuff, or it's being scaled down so much to where it's boring whenever it does come out, and then maybe, hopefully in the future it will be good, but for right now, a lot of the stuff that they're coming out with is just garbage. It's filler that no one actually wants. I mean, like, just think about it. The new game mode that came out. Let's all be honest here. Not too many people are singing Flashpoint's praises. Everyone's like, it's alright, it's a new game mode. No one's like, oh my god, Overwatch did it. They finally came out with something good. Overwatch is back on the map. Overwatch has not had that in years. And last time people were actually hoping that Overwatch would be coming back in a bigger and better way, it was a blatant lie. They lied to us for like 3 years straight, as the quality of the game and the updates just took a straight up nosedive. And at this point, I don't know if we can get any deeper than where we're at right now. We're in the Mariana Trench of Overwatch 2 right now. And let's all be honest here, Overwatch and the whole Team 4 at Blizzard really need to step it up, because they have this next year to get the game in somewhat of a decent order again, seeing that they stopped updating it for like 3 years straight, and then the biggest update that came out to it made it worse altogether. You're coping so hard if you say that the actual shop is better than the loot boxes that we had in Overwatch 1. You're coping, alright, my guy? Stop being a shield for Overwatch. You got free loot boxes for leveling up in the game. There was no way better to get cosmetics than that, slash, they were basically free after you paid the $60 entrance fee. There was actually a reason to grind out seasons, because all you had to do was just grind out enough loot boxes and you would basically get almost anything you wanted. I think a better solution to what the Overwatch 1 problem was would be loot boxes along with a cash shop. So if you don't want to do the whole grind out loot boxes thing, you can just pay the $20 and get the skin that you actually want. It's basically a win-win for everybody. People have a reason to actually grind out the game, while people that actually just want to pay for the stuff that they want can just pay for it. I mean, like, the only good thing about the battle pass at this point is there's a reason to stop, because once you're done with the battle pass, you're basically done at that point. What, you're gonna grind out a rank in Overwatch 2 right now with the rank system we have? Good luck to you. But if you guys haven't seen, 5v5 kinda ruined Overwatch 2. Click this video to find out how.